All right. So I want to talk about this. You want to talk about this one?
We can go.
Let's go.
Let's talk about this one right here. This one Maul sent us. I was like, oh, this one's different. All right, let's see here.
I want to hit them comments too right after.
The same thing in my house. You have to get out of my house. I'm sorry, I don't know where you gonna go, but you can call your mama and ask her, can you come back?
Well, I know she don't want me with her, so why would you even?
I don't care. You keep doing it.
Shit, I wonder why.
So if she don't win there with you, why the fuck you over here fucking up?
You steady calling these little boys.
I know.
I don't even talk to nobody.
Look, I told you to stay away from these little boys. We're not gonna keep doing this. I'm not going over this no more with you. You have to get your stuff and get out of my house. Yes, you have to figure it out.
They said they can't hear it.
Can't hear it. Hold on. That's awkward. Can't hear it. I don't know why you can't. All right, you know what?
Long story short, that little motherfucker gotta go.
Can't hear it. That's gonna be a problem. Oh, let's see.
Tell you what, anybody else?
Anybody else in the clouds not be able to hear it?
What you
See
do?
why not?
Press play on it. Put it up.
We talking about this?
Yeah, pull it up over there. Start it over, pull it up.
Oh, this,
Yeah.
and then play it around.
No, you do it. You got it on the screen?
You
Oh, you don't see us no
get
more?
out my house. I'm sorry, I don't know where you
Now
gonna
go turn
go,
up.
but you can call your mama and ask her, can you come back here?
But I don't think it's the TV volume. I think
It's got it low.
You keep doing the same thing. You keep doing the same thing. I seen you to school, you did to school. You steady calling these little boys. I told
I don't
you.
even talk to nobody.
Look, I told you to
Talk
stay
to
away from
you.
me.
14. You don't talk to
We're
nobody.
not doing this. I'm not going over this no more with you. You have to
You can hear it now, OG?
Get out of my house. Yes, you have to figure it out. You gotta figure it out. I'm tired. Call your mama right now. Call your mama. See, that's your problem. That's your problem right now.
So who's recording this shit?
You're only 14 years old. Call your mama.
See, yeah, he got it.
Call your mama right now. You gotta get out my
Okay,
house.
you can see it.
I'm done. You too
Run it back again, real quick. Just come on.
Start it over.
Start it over. Get it nice and clear.
All right, start from the beginning.
He said it's echoing.
All right.
I'm not gonna keep doing this same thing in my house. You have to get out my house. I'm sorry, I don't know where you gonna go, but you can call your mama and ask her, can you come back
Well, I
here?
know she don't want me with her, so why would you even?
I don't care. You keep doing the same thing. You keep doing the same thing. I send you to school. You
First
did
of
this.
all, her response is you already know she don't.
I don't even talk to nobody.
Look, I told you to stay away from these little boys. We're not gonna keep doing it. I'm not going over this no more with you. You have to get your stuff and get out of my house. Yes, you have to figure it out. You gotta figure it out. I'm tired. Call your mama right now. Call your mama. See, that's your problem. That's your problem right
You on
now.
my couch. I touch us on my couch.
You're only 14 years old. Call your mama.
Yeah, it is
Call
like
your
that.
mama right now. You gotta get out of my house. I'm done.
Is it probably too loud?
You too grown. You're only 14 years
They
old.
probably hear it through the mics too.
You steady doing the same thing. I found weed in your room.
Just pause
I
on it.
wasn't even lying.
Who weed was it?
You know my favorite
just,
That's your problem. You hanging out with these little fast ass little girls.
I told her not to bring it in here.
No, you steady lying. That's your problem. You need to stop lying and go to school. All I asked you to do was go to school. I
What is you crying for?
You want.
And take that motherfucking Beats headphones off.
All you gotta do is do the right thing. But pack your stuff and get out of my house. You can leave now.
All right. So, you know what I'm saying?
You said it's better.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. We
You
was
got it better.
fucking up out here.
Yeah.
But, so, Ma, what was the question?
What y'all think about it? What's your
That's
response?
crazy.
What's your response?
But-
Hit comments real quick. Because there's one comment I wanted y'all to see real quick.
Probably the first one that was pinned.
What it was.
Let's see. Yeah. Say another black man running to get the milk with no patience to spare. Let me see if the people can see that.
But
It's off track. I'll just read them. Let's see. She talks back, tells her father not to touch her, brings friends that smoke. She's crying fake tears to try to emotionally manipulate the situation. She needs a touch lesson. My dude, respect. Which one?
I'm trying to figure out which one it was.
When I was
It was one that said, that's what's wrong with our community or our something. I forgot which one it was. Let me see. It was one that said, particularly, it was like, oh, this what's wrong with our community now. We we give up too easy, or something it was said on the lines of that right there.
Above Cosmic says, too young to kick out. As parent, you're still responsible for whatever she does and whatever happens to her.
Bingo.
Let's see. That one says, I stand with dad. Respect dad. Good for you, dad.
But to me, right, this whole like little situation, this ain't just happened overnight. This is a continuation of she getting away with shit, she getting away with shit, she getting away with shit. And now it just got to this point. And this is just a dad trying to be a friend instead of a father. I'm not your fucking friend at all. We had this conversation last night, and I know, I just like to bring, things. My son got home from work. He was in his room chilling, talking to his little girl or whatnot. And I was like, hey, get in the shower before you go in, because you'll be knocked out and you ain't got in the shower. Oh, I ain't sweat that much. This not a fucking democracy. Nigga, get the fuck in the shower. Who debating? I ain't debating. Did I ask a question? Or I thought I just gave a demand. Did I ask a question? Did I say, did you want to get in the shower? Or did I say, get in the shower? Which one did I say?
You say, get in the shower.
Okay, so what that mean?
Get in the shower.
Before I throw your ass in there. It didn't go down like that, but I'm just saying this is the thing that we go through with kids. Everybody want to be their kid's friend. Everybody want to hang out with their kid. Everybody want to do things with their kid. Everybody want to ask their kid what they think about this and what they think about that. They don't get a say in every fucking thing that goes on. When I told you to do something, do what the fuck I told you to do. That's the problem with kids now today. He's been giving us studies trying to, I understand you give them a little leeway because they're growing up adults, you want to make some decisions and all that stuff. But sometimes you got to come in and lay the low down. You got to drop the hammer. But enough about what I'm going through, because y'all already know how I feel. Y'all go ahead and say something, man.
One of my thoughts was this isn't real.
It ain't.
Yeah, because
you're not for to put that. I don't give a fuck if you going through what you're going through with your daughter. You're not who, like you always say, who the fuck set up this camera to record this shit?
Jay every day said that, but yeah, like neither one of y'all see whoever this is recording this on their phone. Just like no, ain't no way. I think it's fake. But thinking on the level of this situation being real, I thought this was the opposite of what we saw in Boys in the Hood. Because, in Boys in the Hood, it started with the mother saying, I'm taking you to your father because I can't handle you no more. And now he's saying, I can't handle you no more. I'm taking you to your mother. I thought the father was supposed to be the disciplinarian.
But no, though, that's a young lady, though. Sometimes you need your mother. She knows what she's going through. You need your mother. I understand we the disciplinarians and all that stuff, but sometimes the sex of whatever the child is need that sex of parent and guidance right now.
I agree.
A lot of their ass got their mamas. This shit don't be turning out too good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know about that one. I'd also say, what you say, it sounds like Boys in the Hood. You know what? Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. You said it sounds like Boys in the Hood.
Oh, it's Boys in the Hood. It was the opposite of what happened in Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, but I think Trey wasn't as Trey was getting into like fights, and unlike her situation, his dad actually wanted him.
Right.
She's saying her mother don't want her.
Yeah, and just I was thinking that before she said that. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know. Even if he said, when he said you're gonna go back with your mother, okay. Even so, let's just say the mother did want her. I don't see how much more discipline would be in place, or what would be different to make her make better decisions and do better in school, change her friend circle, be less disrespectful, I don't see what would change.
Right.
And then, you know, she said, what she said, he said, I found the weed in your room or whatever. He said, that's my friends or whatever. I don't, when it comes to the motherhood, man, I think more often than not, far more often than men, women are looking to be their pacifists to their children, are less likely to be the disciplinarian and say, like, this is wrong, this is what you're supposed to do. So I don't, like I said, I don't see what would happen. I think I would ask, if this situation were real, I would ask him, what disciplinary measures have you taken to help avoid these situations? Because he said he's tired, right? Now, I'm under the thought process now that he's spending a whole lot of time at work or out of the house. Is that stuff, is whatever you're doing, if it's anything outside of work because you have to work, are you spending time with your daughter and where that she would have a relationship to where she knows just based off of the relationship that I should be hanging around with these people?
I look at it like this, though. To me, that's a child that don't fear her father. And we talked about this a long time ago, and we talked about this. I don't give a fuck who you is. You have to have some type of fear from one of your parents. I don't care what you talking about. I don't care. Oh, no, your kids, yes, the fuck they should fear you. Fear you enough to know if I get out of line or if I do something wrong, my mom or my dad gonna fuck me clean the fuck up. Mm-hmm. And don't care who else. And if somebody say something about them fucking me up, they're gonna fuck them up next. That's just point blank. Kids need to have some type of fear for their fucking parents. Mm-hmm. My mother's been gone since 2003. Nigga, she's been in the grave, I don't know how, but I'm still scared I can't fuck up too much because she gonna come get me. I don't care what you talking about. Now, do I might fuck my father? Not much, but I respect and all that stuff, but I know I'm not gonna do nothing to his shit because my mother put enough fear in me already. I don't need all that. But that's the point. I still love my mama dearly and all that stuff, but that fear, every day, do you still have some fear for your mother?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not sitting up here talking about she finna come whoop you, but you know I need to be on point.
Well, it's a respect thing at the end of the day.
That's
I mean, you know, I'm probably, you know, way past the fear thing, but I mean, just out of respect, you know, there's certain things I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna, you know, cuss or call my mother, you know,
and you're not
gonna, niggas get wild and
you're not gonna do neither because that still falls a reflection of your mother.
Yeah, oh, for sure, yeah. So
that's what I'm trying to bow it all up to, like the fear part. Mm-hmm. You got to have some type of fear. Mm-hmm. Like, Jerry, another question, Jerry Day. Your kids might play with other people, but do they play with Jerry Day? Papa Jay every day?
No, for the most part. No. You know, they always give me that eye of like, you know what I'm saying?
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay. You know, because I mean, I'm less, you know, for all intents and for this conversation, I'm not as passive as, you know, my wife. My wife, I mean, not to say that she plays either, you know, but she's more vocal with them.
Yeah.
But I do got two girls, so you know, when dealing with girls versus boys is also
a big difference.
A big difference.
Okay, well, nobody says it's difference.
You know, it's just how you handle them.
Yes.
You know, because you don't want to do too much to the girl is going to kind of break her spirit, and then she thinks this is how men should be treating her, right? So, I mean, ultimately, I am, you know, the man of the house, and, you know, she's looking, or they're looking up to me. So, you know, just by, you know, how I talk to them, so I, you know, try not to, you know, well, I don't berate them at all, but, you know, I just, you know, when I am chastising, sometimes, you know, I cuss a little bit, but, you know, it's never really, I'm not really, when I'm cussing, it's never at them, right? Yep. So, you know, I might cuss about the situation, but I'm not ever, because, you know, you'll get people that call their kids bitches and hoes.
No, I'm not with that at all.
You'll get a lot of that. And
I seen a video about that. I meant to. I'm sorry to interrupt. Mm-hmm. I wanted to save it so bad.
I'm not with that.
Yeah,
it was. Oh my God! I want to try to find that video. It was so bad.
I'm not with that at all.
But like Naps and Beauty would say, you know, spare the rod, spoil the child. I come from that era, you know, and everything, because Maul had put, you know, he put me onto this. He said one time, and it made clear sense. He probably told me this some years back. But if, you know, a whipping or whipping isn't necessary for everything, right? But only things that basically, and I'm paraphrasing it, but only things that detrimental to you or the family, what I mean? Something that could potentially harm you or kill you or kill the family. I gotta beat your ass. Right? So sometimes lying isn't always, a offense where you get your ass whipped. Yeah. However, it depends on the severity of the lie. Then that's the offense to get your ass whooped, right? So that's how I look at things, and all put me on that. That's some game that I learned from him. Yeah,
because the older you get, the more and more detrimental the lie becomes.
Right.
So I can't help you get out of situations if you lie to us. Right. You can lie to you can do whatever you can lie, but when it comes to me and your mother, tell us the truth so we can help. We always should help. I'm your dog. I'm gonna be your dog to the end. You mine. I got you. It don't matter if you're 28, 38, 48. As long as I'm still alive and I'm breathing, I got you. I know I might get mad and all that stuff, but I got you. Don't worry about that. I got you. I'm not going nowhere. I got you. You feel me? But
That, when it comes to what is it? Is it capital punishment or corporal punishment? Corporal punishment. When it comes to that, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Right? Absolutely.
Beating them kids' ass.
When it comes, because even on a lesser scale of causing you to potentially die or cause some actual, even on a lesser scale, if I have to keep saying the same thing over and over and over again, eventually you deserve it. Mm-hmm. Now, what speaking for myself specifically, it wasn't the whooping that established a level of fear for sure. It wasn't necessarily the whooping that made me learn my lesson from whatever it is that I did. It was that talk afterwards. Or even sometimes doing when they say I'm doing this because I love you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's fucking mental illness, bro. That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. That is a mental.
I'm finna need some therapy, bro. Dude, you gonna beat my ass? Gonna tell me you love me? So this what love is? You beating my ass?
But it was that talk.
What I'm saying, yeah, like for real.
Like I can't sit down, but because of this whooping, but it was the talk afterwards when they like now, the emotions are going crazy. Catching breath, still crying, sniffing, sneezing.
You better fix your face. You just beat the fuck out of me. How am I gonna fix my face? Shit hurts. Yeah.
My mother used to have this thing is when she whoop you, and I guess the belt will snap back and hit her or something, right? She said, you made me hit myself. So now I'm finna get even more because you was wilding on me. You know what I'm saying? You whooping my ass real good. Now, and then you made me hit myself.
Mama every day ain't for done. Mama every day ain't for done.
Well, she got it. She got it from grandmother every day. Because you know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead with the point.
My grandma was the truth too. I'm not gonna lie. My grandma was one of them truths. Yeah. She was the truth out here. I ain't gonna lie.
OG said, not my wife and her sisters with my daughter and nieces. They don't play. Mm-hmm. They should fear both. That's how it was. I'm not sure.
And you should back up. You should back up. A lot of times, men or whoever it is, their wives, so their wife will let the child speak to the husband crazy, or the husband, you know what I'm saying, or speak. You guys should be backing up each other. Where, any time if I hear some kickback, so now it's two of us versus you.
Two stories, real quick. I give y'all my mad stories about what's going on. I'm at my mother's parents' house, right? So my son is little. He's downstairs. He's talking to his grandfather, and his grandfather hear him say something. But I hear this kid that barely know how to talk to someone say, "Hey, yeah." His grandfather said, "Hey," I'm like, "What the fuck is going on? Why the fuck is he arguing, going back for it? Nigga, you 4. What the fuck is going on here? Jay, come here." One time, nigga, he's heard Jesus. Jetted upstairs, came to see what I want. He come upstairs, he comes to see what I want. I say, "What's going on?" "Well, Papa," I say, "First of all, you're 4, 5, whatever fuck you is. You don't talk. When he tell you to do something, you get the fuck done. If you don't like what the adult told you to do, you go ahead, you bypass that, you come to me and your mama. Me and your mama handle it. You do not go back and forth with no adults. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't give a fuck if you want to speak your mind or whatever. It's ways to do things, and that's not a way that we're raising you. Come holler at us. We'll fight your battle for you. You don't go back and forth with adults. It's a respect thing here. Now, a lot of people might raise their kid and be like, oh, they can speak their, no, you don't speak your mind, like, because kids don't know how to speak their mind properly without being disrespectful. So you don't go back and forth with an adult. You don't like what he said, you come tell me and your mama, or you call me and your mama. Me and your mama handle that battle. Then another one. He was in there going with his mama or whatever like that, and he say, "You're not my friend." I heard him say that. I said, "What the fuck you say?" "Oh, you're not my friend. You damn right she's not your friend. It's your mother." Now go in there, apologize to her, give her a hug and a kiss. And I don't want to ever hear you in your life say that again. Okay, go in there and do what I told him to do. Now go get your ass in there when someone's there.
Nasty Beauty said, "Is there a particular age to stop corporal punishment?"
Just you talking about the old school, just belt and stuff. Yeah, right. Yeah, but you can definitely catch, like you said, you catch a hand or two, some jabs.
Put them things up, my nigga, because you in here talking like you can pay bills, B. Put them paws up,
right.
B. I'm gonna give you a chance to swing back too. Put them paws up though. Pop's gonna show you something.
Well, let me get a chance to. I didn't answer or even really comment on what was going on, and I feel like the issue with the video, first of all, like somebody said in the comments, is that she's 14, so you're still responsible.
It's a true statement.
Right? So you can't make her go. Especially if you're the father, you got custody or whatever. Like where is she gonna go? So this is a problem that you're gonna have at least until she's 18. But then furthermore, I would also say what adds to the problem is the judicial system, right? Because we're in the judicial system doesn't make it easier for. They know that a lot of these children are wild and rambunctious, and that you really can't put your hand. I mean, yeah, you can, but you really can't, because if this kid, turns out and he wants to go call DCFS or, the police or whatever, they're going to easily side with the child.
It goes back.
Right. So therefore, you get yourself a domestic or whatever it is, and that's having a domestic is just as bad as having a felony. Right. You probably can't work too many places with a domestic, unless you want. Try to be an MMA fighter or something. But, but a lot of these children are smart enough to realize, back in the day, we would make, not me. I was always scared. But
I know exactly what you're talking
kids
about.
would kind of make them threats like, "I call the police." You know what I'm saying? But you always hear that, I kill. They would say,
I brought you in this world, I'll take you out.
Take you out.
And you won't even get the 9. You'll get the 9, but you won't get the 1 out. I want the other 1 out when I get through with your ass.
Yeah, I calling the police never even ran. Even though I was getting my ass whooped, and I didn't get it a lot. I'm not saying I was out here getting beat, but I calling the police on my mother because I was more scared to what was going to happen to my parents more so than them getting chastised through the law. So I was more so worried about them because, I got my ass whooped, but I don't want nobody taking away my mother at the end of the day. I also think that, given the abuse, because there had been abuse in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and, shit, all the way up until now, is the reason why you do in states like Illinois where you get these kind of strenuous laws that kind of prohibits the parent from, really putting in that corporal punishment work on their kid. Because a lot of times you do get parents that will go overboard, right? You got a situation I seen earlier this week, right, where a woman, I forgot what state. Oh, it was in Seattle, right? So it was in Seattle. She whooped her son 1,000 some lashes with a telephone cord or something.
She took that
right?
shit to heart.
Basically unaliving the son. Right, she thought it was, but that's going too far, obviously, right? When you unalive your child, so that's why you do have these certain laws that when kids, because you get a lot of rambunctious kids, but then you can't really circumvent the laws because parents on the other side of the game have really taken advantage and really caused some detriment to the kids.
Absolutely, and that's so. When I was thinking about actually OG, he talked on it. He said, you don't want to disappoint them. And that's what I was getting at when I was talking about that talk afterwards. Because now, while the emotions are, for lack of a better term, raw, right? Now that you're doing all the sniffling, they want to talk to you and explain to you how bad it is or whatever it is. This is what happened with me. They talk to you about how bad it is, the decision that you made, and the things that could happen should this behavior continue.
That smoking, you would have been got cancer.
I remember your smoking story.
See, people don't know
You got a whooping for smoking. That's crazy. You know what happened when I got caught smoking? I was 9.
Finish that.
I was 9. My mother, she
Finish
made me inhale. You know these virgin lungs at 9 years old.
Finish that.
Wow, that was worse than the whooping.
Yeah,
I couldn't even breathe. I'm kind of light skinned myself, so you know I was red. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Finish that.
But it's all. One thing that I really think about when it comes to relationships, like what we just saw in this video and stuff that we may see on social media, stuff that we may see in real life, is what is the relationship like? And I mean relationship is how often do you interact with the child? How often are you having actual conversations with them past how was your day?
Yeah.
What do you know about what they're into? What kind of clothes are in? What kind of things are they watching on YouTube? Or are you just allowing electronics to raise your children?
Yeah.
Because we see the more prevalent electronics are in the house, a lot of times the worse the mentality of the child is.
You know what I just go back and forth to? Fuck all that single parent shit. We need 2 parents in these households.
And that's what
somebody has to work, because I'm gonna be the first to say I'm always at work.
Yeah, I was gonna co-sign. I was gonna say somebody gonna have to work.
Yeah, somebody got to work. So I'm always at work, but I guarantee you I know what the fuck going on. I know where my child at. Right now, he's at goddamn at work because I dropped him off. And guess what? I'm going to pick him up. If I'm off work, guess what? My wife say, nigga, nah, it's your turn all this week. You might as well clear your schedule because you're going to waste your gas and you finna drop him off and pick him up at whatever he got to do. And guess what? When it's football games I'm there in the stands. I don't give a fuck if they getting beat by 105. I'm there the whole goddamn game.
Soccer talk shit, boy. You know you got beat by 105, man.
But this is what it is. That's why I don't believe in that single parent and you just having kids and got kids out here running around and all. No, we need 2 parents in these households. Because even if he's a single father, right? If he's a single father, you need money. So who is there with the kid? You feel me? So we can talk all this stuff about, he's a single. No, I don't believe in that single father. Stop having kids with just anybody and everybody unless you're going to be with them. And we can bring these kids up in these 2-parent households. I don't believe in that shit.
And that's what I was thinking about while I was watching the video as well. It's like, where's the mother and why are y'all not together?
Probably for the same reason why the little girl. I mean, I was thinking the same reason why the little girl's giving the father the fits. And, what came into my mind is that she was giving the mother the fits. And then the mother, this is just, I'm not sure, right? So she passed them along to the father. The father said, I'd take her on. And now she's giving him the fits.
But do you think she's probably acting out because of the mother and the father's not there together?
You know what? If it could be possible, right? Yeah. Don't know how long they've been separated or not together. But I've always felt like that's just kind of a weak ass excuse, right? When people say like, "Hey, you're finna destruct your life," right? You finna go down these fucked up ass roads because your mother and father ain't together, right? I don't know. So maybe somebody should sit. If that is the case, maybe somebody should sit down and have a conversation with them.
Maybe they both need to sit down and have a general conversation together. Like, we need this thing to work. We know we put you in an unorthodox situation, and we're in a blended, unorthodox situation with all the stuff that we're going through because we're not together. But that don't mean we don't love you. Right. That don't mean we're not going to be here for you. But we need you to get on board. You 14. You know what you're doing.
Exactly. That. To just, add to what you're saying, you're 14. People act like when you're 14, get these motherfucking kids credit for some shit. They're smarter than what we've seen.
They might not have no common sense, but they smart.
They had common sense too. Motherfuckers just want to do what they want to do. Yeah. People act like, they don't understand the severity of it. Yes, the fuck you do. Because I remember, when I was that age, I knew there were things that I shouldn't be doing. And even if it was something I knew that I could have been on the, throwing firecrackers
out the back window,
right,
with a stove, knowing damn well I should not have been doing that.
And even then, if it was something that I didn't completely know that I shouldn't have done, I had this feeling in my stomach, right? It's called having an unction. So you had an unction that, hey, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be doing that shit. I might get my ass whooped, right? That's the feeling you get when you bring home that bad report card, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you had to bring home the report card in the little brown folder, you know what I'm saying? Like you almost hit the shit because
I was just gonna say that ain't ate nothing all day,
Right.
but you got a shit.
Now you
bad
got
as
his
hell.
shit.
You ain't ate nothing, but you
Right.
got a shit. Why you got a shit for?
You knew the severity of the situation.
You know what's up.
Right. So I mean, when you go in here and you out here smoking cigarettes, you out here smoking
said
weed, smoking crack. Hey, they were smoking crack. What my man say, Morgan? You smoke crack, don't you? All right, clearly they was smoking crack. But so you know the severity of the situation. You know you ain't out supposed to be out here fucking. All right, let's just keep it a bean. You know what I'm saying? Because you're 14 years old. You out here dealing with the boys, and then what? You get pregnant, and I'm supposed to raise the little motherfuckers too?
Little motherfuckers.
No, that's keeping it in the bean. Because that's how you're gonna feel, right? That's how you feel, right? But you're gonna have to raise that your child's child.
Them shades hidden.
Yeah, I like them. The Cartiers.
Them shades hidden. Boy.
You know what I'm saying? He from Detroit, so them
Them shades
Cartiers,
hidden.
you know what they
Them
is,
hidden,
man.
But yeah, man, that's one of the things I was thinking about, and you guys beat me to it. Was the parents need to? I would wager, if this being a real life situation, that she's been passed back and forth between the mother and her father.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of them coming together and saying this is how things are going to go, this behavior needs to go.
Blueprint. Yep, you ain't lying.
Even if they're not together, which shoot,
We should have a universal set of rules.
There's certain things on a micro level that'll be different when you come over here versus over there. But on a mass level,
Yeah, we got some 10 rules that everybody's gonna follow over here.
that's OG said my mom used to say, how you gonna call him not with my phone? That's facts, man. That's facts.
But it's just, to me, it's just that I think we're in a day and age where a lot of parents want to be friends. They scared not being liked by their kids. They scared that this phase of they not liking you gonna last forever. But when you get grown and when kids get grown, like right now, I graciously appreciate everything my mama did because she set me up to be a nice. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I'm the perfect gentleman, the perfect man, but she gave me some groundwork and some ground rules to where like I see why she did that. I see why she said that. I see why she said this. I see why she had this in place. They might not like it now, but they'll see it in the future when they get a little bit older. It's okay. Shit, I like going to work, but I don't like going to work, but I got to do it because I got to take care of you. And I got to take care of my family. So it'll be all right.
I say also just in general, for fathers and mothers alike, is that you got to lead by example too, right? So it's just not words, and also some of y'all parents just you talk too motherfucking much where you want to sit up here and tell motherfuckers what you used to do. The kids ain't got to know all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not none of their fucking business, right?
That's a fact.
That to me is trying to be the fucking friend.
That's a fact.
I used to do that shit too. Fuck all that. I used to do that shit. You don't do that shit.
And do
right?
as I say and not as I do.
Right.
Or I'm going to fuck you up.
But also, you do want to lead by example because a lot of times, like with anything, we learn through osmosis, right? Ain't that what they say? Where you learn just by kind of watching. Like, so my pops, he would go to work every morning, right? That's something that I knew. He's an early riser. I'm not so much an early riser like him.
But you ain't go to work.
But I'm gonna go to work. And I'm gonna be on time for the most time, right? So that's something that I picked up from him, and something I picked up from my mother is actually being kind of a stern parent, right? I knew. Kind of what I knew what I want for my children and what attitudes and stuff that I didn't want to be displayed. Just something real simple, right? As much as I can tell my son has his own room, the girls they share a room, but as much as I can tell my son, hey man, put your shoes up. I can tell him here, line your shoes up or whatever it is, and he'll do it when I tell him to do it. But, the thing is to do it when I don't have to tell you to do it. Right? So sometimes, of course. So a lot of times, like, I'm moving throughout the week or whatever. I'm moving around. Shit get misplaced. Not misplaced, but shit kind of get thrown out throughout the week, right? Yeah. So, but when I have time to, put my shit up and line my shit up real good, he sits back and he sees, oh shit, that's kind of nice. And then guess what? He follows suit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He sees. So what I'm basically saying is that your children are actually paying attention to you. So it's not always about. It's not 100% about what you're gonna say. It's about what you're doing as well.
Yep.
Lead by example.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because guess what? When he see you smelling good and looking good, what he do?
Oh, he
I
wanna be like that.
Yeah,
He go get some of that too.
Yeah,
you
done
keep
took
your
some
shoes
of
clean and you
took some of them. I smell good.
Yeah, and he don't get the cheap shit. He get the most expensive shit in there.
yeah.
Got good taste. You feel me? But that's just how it is though. They do lead by example. You think they don't? Like I know I done told y'all this story plenty of times. Like my son would be in the car with his mother, and she'll give him the aux cord to let him put his thing on. And when I tell you, you would think this boy is like 35, 40 like me. All he listens to is Jeezy. All he listens to is R&B. And you listening to songs like, one of his favorite songs is All I Ask of You by Raphael Sadiq. You like, nigga, what do you know about that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what Pops listen to. Well, that's what you listen to. Every time I come up with some new list or something, he's confident. He's Shazamming it. He's trying to put it on his own and on his own. Like, so kids are looking at you and they are following suit. You might think they're not, but they looking at everything you do. And they want to be just like you. They might not say it, but they want to be just like you.
And just also the piggyback and just, so we can clear this. We've been on this for a minute.
Yeah, we sure have.
But, and this is why it's important that you do have, two parents, and I get it, right? That
Important.
every time, every relationship isn't going to last, and people have children within those relationships. However, it's important to kind of have them, not to kind of, but it's important to have them together because now it shows your children how you're supposed to interact. Your son knows how to interact with his wife when he gets one, or with his girlfriend when he gets one, right? And your daughter know how she's supposed to be treated, right, by her husband when she gets one, how she's supposed to interact with her husband or with her boyfriend, whatever it is. But you know what I'm saying? They can see the interaction. They build social skills there because a lot of times people are lacking social skills. You niggas is antisocial out here, like you said, right? Everybody on their goddamn phone, so you picking up game and shit through the phone, or what's alleged game through the phone, but you don't have the social skills to actually utilize the shit.
I had to get him some game the other day.
Yeah, man. Relationships matter more.